a world spinning faster than ever, where attention is currency and silence feels like an absence, many of us feel lost, disconnected, number. We live in an age of noise, distraction, and pressure, an era where we're told to optimize, monetize, and constantly perform. And yet, in the middle of all this, art still whispers, softly, gently, "I'm still here. I can save you." Art is not just decoration. It's not just entertainment. It's expression, resistance, reflection. Art is how the soul breathes when the body is silent. From the cave paintings of Lascaux to Beethoven's Ninth, from Greek tragedies to Toni Morrison's novels, art is the voice of humanity across time. It is how we process joy. It is how we make sense of pain. And most of all, it's how we survive. Neuroscientists now understand that engaging with art activates the brain's reward system. It releases dopamine. It soothes the amygdala. It literally heals. The 21st century promised us comfort, technology, convenience, constant connection. But somewhere along the way, we became lonelier, more anxious, more depressed. We scroll for hours but feel nothing. We compare ourselves to curated illusions. We fear stillness. We flee boredom. And yet, we're exhausted. This modern world with all its marvels has a cost, a spiritual cost, an emotional cost. We no longer grieve properly. We no longer sit with beauty. We no longer reflect. We react. But here's the secret. Art is one of the few things that pulls us back to ourselves, back to slowness, back to feeling, back to being human. When the world feels too much, art becomes a lifeline. A painting doesn't solve your problems, but it reminds you that someone else once felt exactly what you're feeling, and they turned that pain into color. A poem doesn't pay your rent, but it can put into words the grief you couldn't articulate. A film doesn't change reality, but it can shift your perception of what's possible. Music can save your life in the exact moment you feel you can't go on. And theater, live, imperfect, raw, it shows us what it means to struggle and to triumph in real time. Art doesn't need to explain. It doesn't need to fix. It just needs to be. And in that presence, we are witnessed. We are not alone. You don't have to take it on faith. Science confirms what humans have always intuitively known. Studies show that engaging with art lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. Patients who view art during medical treatment report less pain. Dancing improves motor skills and mood in people with Parkinson's. Group singing improves immunity and bonding. Art therapy is now widely used to treat trauma, PTSD, and anxiety. Because when words fail, the brush speaks. When logic fractures, melody holds us. When identity shatters, the stage invites us to rebuild ourselves. You don't need to understand art. You just need to feel it. You don't need to be an artist. You just need to listen, to watch, to read, to let yourself be moved in a world that wants you to be productive, efficient, measured. Art invites you to be messy, to be free. You don't need permission to sing. You don't need a gallery to paint. You don't need a publisher to write. You just need a moment of truth, a quiet space, a willingness to feel. Because every act of creation is an act of rebellion against despair. Every brushstroke is a heartbeat. Every melody is a bridge. So if you're feeling lost, overwhelmed, hopeless, find a piece of art, or better yet, make one. It doesn't have to be good, it just has to be yours. Art won't pay your bills. Art won't stop wars. Art won't solve every problem. But art will remind you that you are alive, that you are not alone, that beauty still exists, even in the broken. So when the world goes dark, when your spirit feels thin, when your mind won't stop racing, remember this: art will save you.